people like the Twilight movies. It makes no sense to me why people like them. Like, I watched I believe it was the first Twilight movie a couple months back. And it was just, it was so weird. Now, before I list off the negatives, actually, no, I'm just going to list off the negatives. The main protagonist of the movie was so bland. Like, she had no personality. You learn practically nothing about her. She was just a gray blob. I guess is like what the writers were trying to go with, where it's like a self insert, like you could insert yourself into it or something like that. It was just awful. And then we find and then Edwin is he doesn't act like a dude. You know what I mean? He doesn't act like a normal dude. I know he's not supposed to be a normal dude, but that's what he's supposed to sort of try to be. He's trying to hide his identity as a vampire from the rest of the town. So he's supposedly supposed to act normal. He should try to hide his identity a little bit at least, but no, he's like the most popular kid in school aside from his other compatriots. Also, move? Can we also like address how like weird it is that it's like a 16-year-old girl crushing over a 117-year-old vampire? Like I know, I'll give Edwin the benefit of the doubt for this. He died or was reborn as a vampire when he was 17 because he was dying of like I think it was the Spanish flu, I believe. I don't know. He was dying of some disease. And I don't know, it's just kind of creepy. It's like if a 90-year-old like married an 18-year-old. I mean, it's legal, but it's like morally wrong. I imagine Edwin also, to some extent, acknowledges this. Edwin is like too emotional for my taste. He acts too emotional for his age. You have 100 years to like grow up and stuff and mature, but he doesn't. Then again, that also might be a side effect due to him becoming a vampire, preventing him from aging. So that would also mean his brain doesn't age as well. So it's perpetually stuck at 17. Now, let me let me so aside from that, let me address some like positives. I did like that the vampires were able to go out during the daytime and not burn, but they can't go out in like direct sunlight because if they do, they'll they'll start to sparkle like a male stripper. I, I I like that. There are not enough daywalkers in, I say, vampire media. I mean, we got Blade, and that's all I can really think of. Blade, and maybe like the. No, no, they're not. They're not daywalkers from the people from Vampire Diaries. They just have special rings. Uh, anyways, yeah, Twilight. I'm not gonna watch any of the other Twilight movies. There's like 7 other Twilight movies after that one, and I'm not watching any of them. Also, there was like a random plot point where it's like I don't even remember the name of the main girl. I'm just gonna call her main girl. Where we learned that like main girl had like ballet classes. she took ballet classes and she also didn't like dancing. Those somehow they could have incorporated that plot point a little better into the story. That would have been a lot more interest. Oh, another positive note on the Twilight vampires is I will say I like that they all the little vampires that Edwin was rooming with, they all have their like little powers. One can see the future. Edwin can read people's minds. That's all I can really think of at the moment. Yeah. Anyways, Twilight was a terrible movie. Don't watch it. It's a waste of time. And yeah, that's about all.